Yo, what is up, guys? Jared here, and yesterday now I played in the Pro Play Games Weekend Championship. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it, on the tournament itself, and how it was structured and ran, the deck that I chose to play, and the profile for the deck that I chose to play, um, my experience, my record, and I have my replays for the 5 rounds that I played in, and it was a 7 round tournament. Um, yeah, so clearly we did not do the absolute best, but yeah, I'll show you my games and why I think I could have done better. But we'll go through everything as we go. For the deck that I chose to play, clearly as you can see on the screen, we played a variation of a combo synchron tuner S deck. You'll see the combo in some of the replays. I think with the first replay. Um, but yeah, this is what I chose to play. So we played 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Crusadia Aurora, 2 DD Crow, 1 Despot 001, 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, 2 Ghost Mourner and Moonlight Chill, 3 Jet Synchron, 2 Mecha Phantom Beast Olion, 3 Nibiru, 3 Quick Draw, 2 Sangan, 3 Tenyi Adhara, 2 Call by the Grave, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Pot of Avarice, 3 Tuning. For the side deck, we played 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Appointer of the Red Lotus, 3 Evenly Match, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 3 Solemn Judgment. And then for the extra deck, I played 1 Excel Synchron, 2 Borderwood Savage, 1 Formula, 1 Herald, 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 Barricade Borg, 3 Crystron Hockey Fibrax, 1 Link Cross, 1 Link Karibo, 2 Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon, and 1 Almirage. So the purpose of this deck is to draw a multitude of hand traps plus either a 1 to 2 card combo to then draw 4 cards and end on a board with Savage Dragon in a consistent manner. So if you go second, you want to stop your opponent with the hand traps. Down to your turn, you can do your combo. Sadly, that is not how this weekend went at all, but that was the idea. I have been talking about it with my friend Kevin for a while, and like we went through all the numbers, we made cuts. There was other cards in here, as you saw from the first profile that I put up. This is a very different deck of how I edited it, but the goal is the same. You play a lot of hand traps, you stuff them, and then you do your combo, and you draw more hand traps, and you end up on more interruptions from the hand than you do on the field. Everything in this deck theoretically should be right, but clearly it just wasn't. So I'm gonna start showing you guys the replays, and then I'll go through the replays, and I want to talk about the event itself of how it was ran, but the Pro Play Tour PPG, how it went, and yeah. So this is my round 1 opponent. I don't think we ever won a rock paper scissors, by the way. That is also a big factor. So this hand is like, the no hand traps, as you can tell. Speaking of which, we played 15 hand traps and 15 combo cards. So we opened up 2 combo cards, but we didn't draw any of the 15 hand traps. So yeah, we'll just see how I'll just want to play, see how it goes. The PPG, if you just do decide to enter it, I would recommend. I would recommend it if you really do want to play. Like if you want to play in this format and you really do enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh for what it is, yeah, go ahead and play it. Like it's definitely fun. It definitely solved my craving, especially being able to talk to my opponent over Discord in a very I find this very organized and professionally done of how they did it. I really do. They did it really, really well. Yeah, honestly, if you would do it, I would definitely recommend it. But my personal beef with it is like Dueling Book itself. And that applies to Dueling Book, Yugioh Pro, like any simulator online. It's just not for me, I guess. Like I don't know. Like I wouldn't want to play online all the time. Like I guess I'm somebody who like needs the cards in hand, or maybe I have this weird belief that like the ratios are weird on Dueling Book. I don't know. But yeah, this is just it's just my opinion on it. I think they do a really, really good job. Like, it's a little hard getting the first initial setup into it. You have to get like an app and make sure you have Discord and check the website and keep refreshing it to make sure you're up to date on your rounds. But when you do get into it and you do like eventually figure everything out, you have to take the time and really care that you're going to like invest your time into it. It is definitely well run. I did not feel like there was any like hindrance at all. The rounds were 50 minutes, I believe, and then 10 minutes after the round ended, the next round will be up. So you have like an hour per round. So we finish in 30 minutes. You have like another 30 minutes before the next round's up. So that was very nice to stay to like a constant schedule. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. For this match, obviously we're against Generator. So we go normal Sangan and special summon the Tenyi so we can make Christian. We make Christian Chainlink 2 and Sangan Chainlink 1. The cool thing about Sangan is that it can add either Quick Draw Synchron or Crusadia Adhara. And both of them, or Abdoria, whatever it's called, the one that's a tuner. And both Quick Draw and that Crusadia don't activate to summon. So if you go Sangan for Almirage, you can go specialty Arborea and then go to Needle Fiber and then do combo from there. So it's just another 1-card combo piece. So yeah, we go Hockey Fiber Axe for Despot. We make Link Cross. He used Har to make us send away our Effect Veiler. That's why the Veiler went to the graveyard. We use Pot of Avarice to get some cards back. So we make Link Karibo. We just set 2 and pass. Because he stuffed our combo. Obviously, he went first, so he gets the full setup, and we didn't open up any hand traps to stop it. We had the Cosmic, but like I said, the Generator has this card now, and that makes it very hard to deal with. A single Cosmic Cycle and doesn't stop this anymore. So during my end phase, he uses Boss Fight. You can only the first effect to summon one out of the main deck is soft once per turn, so he can summon out another one. He just doesn't get the tokens again. And then during the end phase, he uses Delusion to just hit one of my guys. He uses his effect tribute himself, and I chain Call by the Grave. I think I did this in the right order. I didn't crow the World Armor immediately. I wanted him to commit to the Ib first, the Lib first, because Lib's not an on-summon effect, it's just during your main phase, and you have to have the World Legacy card. So when he summons the Lib, I banish the World Armor, so he can't use the effect because there's no more World Legacy cards in his grave. So I feel like that was right. Yeah, he attacks my Link Karibo, which is fine. And then I draw for my turn. He summons out Doom. So I was going to use Mourner on this, but then it is a quick effect, and it contributes itself to dodge to dodge the Mourner. You can just chain it. So I choose just to let it sit. He gets the tokens. That's all fine. So he uses her effect to bring back Har, and that's when I used the Mourner, because I wanted to be able to make sure I could stop him from doing anything with Har. I wanted to get the negate out of the way so I can keep playing. And like I said, in the profile, you saw that there was 3 Needle Fiber, or Hulky Fiber Axe. You would think that's like too many, but you know, in all honesty, it's really not. That like how much 3 comes up for this deck. It is a lot, because you get stuffed. You're gonna get stuffed. It's gonna hurt, but you need to be able to keep playing the long game. I think that's super important. So yeah, we make Hulky Fiber Axe. We get Jet Synchron. We already have Link Karibo, and we already have Despot, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. And then we can go right in the Link Cross again, because we put it back with Pot of Avarice. So we can actually do full combo here, because we went through all of his negates and interruptions. So we go Barricade Warrior, because this is the combo I was talking about. So we go from like 1 to 2 cards, and you're gonna see what we end on to get our advantage back. So we go Despot for O-Line, for Librarian, and then we're gonna go Formula. So we get 2 draws off that. We want to thin our deck as much as possible with tuning, because we don't want to draw more combo pieces. We want to draw hand traps to interrupt him on his turn. And then we go right in the border load. Cosmic Cycle is definitely a good draw. You know, this is the point of the deck. You do a combo, you get the good tech pieces to interrupt the opponent. And we're done drawing for now. So we went from 1 card in hand to fucking 6 cards in hand. Like that was crazy just for that turn. Like we had no advantage, and all of a sudden now we're just destroying an advantage. Now we can set Cosmic and we can bluff the tuning. So he can't do like too much. So I negate this with Boilwood Savage. And then he uses Boss Room to discard. And I chain Cosmic on this so that it's still negated. He uses her effect to bring back Har. He forgets that he has to be back in defense mission, I remind him. And then he sets his 1 card and passes. And then I draw my more Nibirus because I drew all 3 Nibirus in the generator matchup because, you know, that's a great card to draw. I negate the impermanence with Savage. I have no choice. Oh, I go Savage on this and the impermanence is it. So Savage is only 3,000. So I go Jet, bring back another Jet, and then we go into Lucky Fireaxe again. We gotta keep going. We need to keep, like, every turn. Like, it's important that you play the 3rd and that you play the extra combo pieces, and that you have reasons to play each combo piece because you need to know how many, how many times you can combo. I think that's really important, and that definitely stays prevalent throughout this whole tournament that I played in. And these rounds took roughly. I finished all of my rounds, 5 rounds, I think. By 4:30, I was done, and I was out doing the stuff, like, going out to the store and stuff. So, I mean, I would say that this was ran pretty well. So he use these 2 level 9s to get into Infinite Track Earth Slicer. So I've never even heard of this card, but definitely pretty good. So it's detached 2 to pop 2. So he pops my Savage, and my set, it's Savage doesn't have the counters anymore because it was negated by impermanence. Then he attacks over my Librarian. And he equips it as a material due to his effect. Stand by main. He drew the rest of his generators. He doesn't play anymore because that's why he didn't use the field spell. So not, like, I knew he played 2 of these, 1 of this, 1 of this, and maybe 1 or 2 of that. So we wrote a special to Tenyi and then make another Crystron. I mean, I'm just gonna let it speak for itself. I'm just gonna let it fast forward it now because the combos are pretty straightforward now. Like, you make Hockey Fireaxe, then you do some kind of a lower down combo. The Despot is up to like 3,500 because of all the machines, because of its first effect. So this was the most way to maximize damage. So we make Savage and Herald, and he wasn't able to break that board anymore. So we went through so much that game. That was the 3rd Hockey Fireaxe that came in clutch at the end. Very important. This hand of double Lightning Storm, double Impermanence combo. These are the hands that I would like to be drawing in this deck, but you'll see it's not always that prevalent. We also did not play a single Elrich deck, which I find remarkable. That is just crazy to me. But, you know, I guess the new set, people want to try new things. People are bored of Elrich, especially. So this is a cool play he does. He goes into the new Tenyi Link 4, which is very annoying because when he summons the tokens off of Har, you can't target your effect monsters with card effects or target them for attack, so you have to target the tokens. So this was a very, like, I don't know, maybe innovative thing that I saw that he was doing. I liked it. I thought it was cool. It definitely would have interrupted me with these impermanences. So during the draw phase, I draw, he activates this, he summons Wulpter, and then he's going to get the tokens, but I chain impermanence on this because I want to be able to make sure I can target his monsters. So we Lightning Storm everything out to clear it and all the tokens, and then we impermanence the Har, and then we have 1 card combo. This is the way the deck is supposed to be played. I'm just gonna let this play out. I do the same combo like every time that I try to be, at least. So yeah, we're gonna do the draw 4 combo. Do another impermanence. Do an Ash. Look at that. He attacks Librarian. That's fine. I don't care. So we Ash the boss battle. He uses boss room, and I Savage, or I impermanence the Har and then Savage. That was a crazy chain link in the draw phase, but we drew enough interruption to get through it. But now we can do combo again. So deck still. You can sit on one Savage, and then you can just do the same combo again and again and again. So yeah, Savage is 4,000, 50, Despot's 33,000, and this is 21. We use a Rorodon effect to destroy the field spell because we don't want to keep dealing with that. He remembers this turn that the Mech Knight was banished. I completely forgot about it too. It was over. It was under the Tenyi. But he gets it back now, and he gets the Girsu. So on that summon, we use Moon Mourner on the Lib, and then he wakes it off, and then that's game because Moonlight burns. So we take the first round. I was very happy with it. Deck performed this round the deck performed the way I completely expected it to. It went perfect. Then we're gonna move on to round 2. Yeah. I will say for the pro play games, this match reminded me. If you should be, I think Discord should be mandatory for these tournaments. This guy opted to not have Discord, not to use it. I didn't know it was an option. I thought we had to. I much prefer it with it. Being able to talk to your opponent makes the round so much faster, rather than it being, even close to 50 minutes, you have to type everything out. When you're talking to somebody, it makes it go by so much faster. And there's less miscommunication too, which is huge. So we do go first this game. We get impermanence on the Haki Fiber Axe, but like I said, when you play the extenders, you can make it work. Like we opened up the one in Crusadia, and we used that. We didn't use Jet Synchron's other effect, so we used his effect in Grave to still make a Rorodon, because he's a machine still, which is completely obnoxious. So we use a Rorodon to make Savage, so we still end on an interruption. But he goes Afterburner, I negate it, he chains Widow Anchor on my Savage, and I'm like, all right, that's fine, that's like a pretty good start. But what are the odds that he has the stones after that for a Sky Striker deck? Especially, I played Sky Striker for a much long time in this format. He has Ray, Roll, and Area 0. I was a little bit tilted at this point, just because of how crazy of a going second opening hand he had. That is ridiculous. And then he hits with the second Widow Anchor off of the 0. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You know what I mean? So I bell the Kagari, but it doesn't matter because he just banishes my Jet, and he still gets the Shark Cannon. I instantly lost that game. There was no way I was winning that, 100%. But let's see what it goes. I'm very happy of how this game went. I mean, look at this. So his hand, right? Impermanence, Valor, Ash, and Mystic Mind. This guy came into this tournament to play against combo decks specifically, and you expect that somebody's going to be playing the super counter meta. So he desires. I can't do anything about it. He's able to get in the Rose. I Valor the Shizuku. We take the hit from Hayate. I'm choosing to not set Cosmic Cyclone. We're still waiting. I know Sky Striker cannot put out a big push without your opponent having to put some kind of play forward, like whether it be a Link 2 or Link 3. They can't make Access Code Talker easily, stuff like that. So he just goes back into Hayate, hit me again. That's fine. I don't care. Sends multi-roll. Uses Kagari to get it back. He is smart. He holds onto the second Widow Anchor. He only sets 1. So this turn we decide to use the Evenly finally, after waiting like 3 turns, I think it was, to banish, to get like a big payoff for the Evenly. In phase 2, we set 1, and then we set Ash Blossom because I didn't want to get blown out by his Evenly or his anything like big hitters, or I didn't want to get punished by Afterburner or something. So we use his roll on the set. I Cosmic it. He goes Hornet Drones. All fine. We're also trying to save the hand traps for like the clutch, the important Kagaris. That's like the main one because that's the resource game. Eventually they're gonna run out of cards, right? That's like the biggest problem in the Striker deck. You actually can just run them out of cards. So he goes Kagari on Hornet Drones. I was fine with that. Hornet Drones doesn't get him anything relevant. He attacks. He actually only has one spell in his graveyard, so Kagari's only 1600 attack. So our Ash Blossom can actually stay. He sets the extra Widow Anchor. I still have not drawn a combo card. Keep that in mind. There's no combo cards. This is all hand trap and disruption. So we can't even try to play anything. We are just stalling. These are the hands I was talking about. When there's 15 combo cards in the deck, I might have taken out one, so there's 14 this game. Because in retrospect, you draw the extra card for going second, and you'd think you would still draw it, but we're almost 10 cards deep, and we still haven't drawn it. So we link into Christian Hikey Fiber Axe. He gets Ash Blossomed. I expect it to be some kind of hand traps. So we set the extra evenly and pass. In retrospect, I shouldn't have set this because of Afterburner, but it's fine. So he attacks over. I use the effect to get Formula, and I finally, at the 10th card, draw a tuning to get somewhere. So now on my turn, I got Jet. Summon the Jet, and then go into Link Kribo, because we need Link Kribo for the best combo, and then we go into Christian. He Valors it. Like, okay, that's fine. We want to finally get this Avarice live after like one eternity of holding this Avarice. And this is the problem, right? When I was playing like decks like Sky Striker, when I was playing the Sky Striker deck before, and even in this deck or Zodiac, like the decks that you think Pot of Avarice would just be like amazing in, it's still just like you still just get like it's so easy to brick on the card. It's so frustrating because you can't do anything about it. Like it's like this high risk, high reward card, and when you just brick with it, it just feels like the worst thing ever. And those 4 turns, it was painful to play through. So yeah, we go Jet to bring back Jet, by pitching Jet to make Auroradon. He Valors the Auroradon as well. So we're playing through like all these hand traps and these back rows. We're trying to get through everything. I wanted him to use the Ray effect because I wanted to be able to get through the last Kagari or the last Shizuku. He opts to not use it on his turn. On my turn, I mean. I'm just trying to chip through all of the cards he has. Upstart, that's fine. I could use some life points back. He goes Ray for the 3rd Hayate. I tell him that is fine. He sends Shark Cannon. He goes Widow Anchor on my Auroradon. Goes into Kagari. I Mourner on the Kagari because I didn't want him to get back the Widow Anchor. This is one of the important cards, and this is his 3rd Kagari. So I know that there's no more Widow Anchors because I assumed the one was set off of the evenly match, and the second one is now in the graveyard, and the Kagari, that's the last Kagari. So I can assume that I don't worry about any more Widow Anchors. And then he makes this thing. This thing is huge. This monster is ginormous. There's 18 cards banished. So he gets 36. He's at 6,600 attack. Now, this is where Jared makes a dumb play. I evenly again. So I hit the back rows. He chooses to keep this. I use my stupid knowledge and don't think because I was tired. But beside the point, we summon this in this zone like a complete idiot. He uses the effect to banish it. And I'm like, oh man, I really hope I can still combo now. Luckily, we still have the Jet Synchron in the graveyard, so we were able to get it back and normal summon the O-Lion. And like I said, once again, this is our 3rd Christian Hikey Fiber Axe, and we need to keep comboing. And people, maybe in the combo Elrich deck, you do not need that, but in this deck, you 100% do need the 3rd one. This is also a last-minute decision to put in. I was very happy that I made that decision beforehand. So we go, we go to do the normal combo that we can. So we end on Savage, and while this is banished, this activates in the banished zone. That is very relevant. So we negate the effect to bring it back in the banish with Herald. So he goes Mystic Mine. I negate it with Savage. Mystic Mine goes away, and then we draw another hand trap. So this is the point, right, of the deck, is that, like, I'm gonna keep reiterating this whenever it comes up. You end on one Savage, and that's fine, but then it's the hand that is what's supposed to catch the opponent off guard. So he draws Rhoda, we ash it, we want to hang on to the Savage negate, it's more important, and he concedes. So that was a ridiculous game, definitely. That was like a lot of resource management. He had so much that we had to play through. He still had Nibiru, like, that was crazy, but we made through it, made it work. Now we're going to go on to game 3. So he makes us go first. I figured he was going to do that. I sided respectively for that. I did not want to lose to me putting in going second cards. I know how Sky Striker plays, considering how his deck was made game 1. I assumed he was going to make me go first, and he's more comfortable going second. So we're going to try doing the Sandgan play. So this is where you get the Crusadia. You can special it even with the Sandgan because it doesn't activate, as I stated before. Christian activates. We call by the Grave the Ghost Mourner. And then we go into Mecha Fan Beast or Rogodon. So this play doesn't do the draws. It just goes into Herald and Borlo. That's still fine. You know, it's still one card to negate with a Savage. And if this deck's on board, you know, you just get more and more. Use a pointer in the draw phase. So when you're looking at his hand, right, it's a Ray, Mystic Mine, Terraforming Pod, Desires, and Widowmaker. That hand is so scary. That does everything a Sky Striker deck wanted to do multiple times. So my logic for this decision after playing the Sky Striker deck myself was the Sky Striker deck gets its advantage off of its monsters. So I decide to banish the Ray off of the Appointer because I didn't want him to have it this turn. These cards don't build advantage for him except for Desires, but that's different. But these cards don't build advantage for him. So he goes Terraforming. I say I'm fine with that. He gets a second Mystic Mine. I negate it. He negates it. I use Herald. And then he plays the second Mystic Mine and Pod Desires. So we were able to get through most of it. He still has the Mystic Mine. Luckily, Jared was not a dum-dum, and I did not just scoop immediately because I still have Out's Mystic Mine in my deck. So we draw Solemn Judgment. We set it because, like I said, we were choosing that my opponent. We read that my opponent was going to make me go first, so we do have still cards, and we do draw into the Cosmic Cyclone. So I decided to Cosmic on the Mystic Mine. All right, now this is where Jared has small brain and doesn't comprehend things. This deck actually is not the. If you combo once, if you draw the second O-Line, it is not the worst thing in the world, because O-Line has another effect that not a lot of people know about. You can banish it to normal summon any Mecha Phantom Beast, including another O-Lion. I, Jared being the dum-dum, completely forget that I can do that. So instead of doing full combo again, because I have full combo again, with the Mourner and the O-Lion in hand, I decide to go to battle phase like a dum-dum and just attack and pass. So I set my O-Line because I was assuming that I was going to combo next turn. So he goes normal summon Ray. I was thinking on the normal summon, he went to link off immediately, and I was thinking, like I said, the Sky Striker deck gets an advantage off its normal summon. So we decided to Solemn Judgment on the Ray. At which point he sets a field spell and pass. We just go to battle phase and attack. We're not going to overextend for any reason. In main phase, he tries to Veiler. I negate it with Savage because I need the extra attack points to attack for game, and we do eventually attack for game. That is the power of one Warlord Savage Dragon. If it sticks on the field for so long, you will keep getting the negates. Now, welcome to round 3. This is where my tournament experience begins to diminish. I'm going to start picking up these rounds. I'm just going to let it fast forward through because this video is taking very, very long. So we get Dimension Shifter. We just pass on Jet Synchron. He also bricks. He normal summons this. And we try to go for a combo, but we are playing against a trap deck, and he has the deck on V1. We cannot go into Christian Hockey Fibrax because machines. We realize right here that he cannot go into this Relinquished because of it's also Spellcaster, and there can only be one. So we do a little passing forth. Eventually, he does draw the Hidden City, and we couldn't do anything about it. So we was that game. And game 2, this is our opening hand. I was very upset about this because I have never seen somebody Ash Blossom a tuning. That usually does not happen, but it did happen. I guess this player thought that it was the right thing to do, and he did it, and it paid off for him 1,000 times. But I will consider this a, I want to say a misplay, but I mean, look at his hand, right? It's triple Ash, double Venus. If either of these were a monster, we have full combo still, but it wasn't. So we draw Veiler. We tried going for a combo again. We get Ash to get again. He draws the Hidden City. I go for Formula to draw. And permanence, you can just beat right over the thing, and now he starts getting his advantage off of Guru. Venus does his thing, and we just can't. So it was very unfortunate of how that game went out. We just got 2-0 creamed by Subterror, but there was nothing we could do about it. It was very unfortunate. That choice to Ash the tuning paid off way too well for what it was, in my opinion, but oh well. So this is round 4. We are now 2-1 going into this round. My opponent is on the Adamancipator deck, and like I said, we are playing 15 hand traps, so we can open up 2 hand traps for the most part. And we open up 1 hand trap, and we open up Despot 001 yet again for like the 3rd time, I believe now, because we opened it up the last match, I think both games. So I instantly concede because I know what the Adamancipator can do. I'm going to save time. I'm not even going to try. So we decided to go first, and look at this hand. If we had one more monster, we have full combo, but we don't have one more monster, so we don't have full combo. So we just have a dead quick draw and some traps. Now somebody's wrecking a motorcycle outside. So we hit Researcher. He hits Doki Doki off of the Analyzer. It sucks because this deck is made to be Adamancipator, right? Like, that's the whole point of this deck. So yeah, he's going through his combo. Goes Herald, Union Carrier for Block Dragon, for Grand Knight. I just concede because there was no way I was able to get out of that. There was just too many things. I did not draw my combo. He drew his combo. I just bricked hard. Like, it was so unfortunate. So at this point, I'm quite frustrated. I'm 2-2. I don't like how my losses went down. I felt like this was my best matchup, and here I am losing to it. This game, I bricked like exponentially. I was still tilted about the Ash Blossom on the tuning. So we go to round 5. We play against another Generator deck, I believe, and yeah, another Generator deck. And now we draw O-Lion this time. This game we start drawing O-Lions. It's fine though, because we still have combo, but once again we are going second, not going first. If we were going first, we could have full comboed because we have we have Call by the Grave for Ash Blossom. So he's able to do his full combo and get all of his cards. I Cosmic Cyclone the boss stage. I try going for combo. He Call by the Graves my O-Lion, so I can't combo him. Because he starts setting, I start going for combo, go for Crystron, and then the last card in hand was Ash Blossom that we couldn't deal with because we had to use our Call by the Grave on the Har, or on the small generator, the old 4. But this time we are going first, and we open up the combo. We get Ash Blossom, and for this scenario, we did not draw an extender. Thus, we are stuck yet again. So I use a pointer. I hit Call by the Grave because he has 2 9s and the Curse, and I have Ash Blossom. He knows I have Ash Blossom because a pointer reveals our hand. So if we keep hitting Call by the Grave, it stops interruption on my turn, and it prevents him from using the Curse. So now on my turn, I draw. I go Sangan, attack him for 1,000 because we know this is Solemn Judgment. So in main phase 2, we link off into Crystron. He Solemn Judgment's a summon of Crystron. Sangan effect is going to add us Jet Synchron for our 1-card combo for next turn. We set 2 cards and pass. We use a pointer again. We hit Call by the Grave again because we don't want him to have the interruption on my turn. That's some of the thinking you have to do. If you have the interruption for the Curse, but he has interruption for the Ash Blossom, hit the interruption for the Ash Blossom. These cards do nothing because can do something. He could set this and do it on my turn, but now because I banished this, he still can't do anything, and I know this does nothing on my turn. So he is forced to pass again. And And now from here, we are finally able to do our full combo. After a literal eternity of not being able to do the combo, I just summon Jet and just attack. I'm not going to waste time. I know his hand. The Despot gains the attack machines on field. So in this game, we open up O-Lion yet again. This is so fun. So we Ash Blossom the Gearsuit. He has Called by the Grave though, and he does this whole generator combo that we cannot interrupt at all. So I will let this play out because I think this generator combo is pretty cool. So if you guys want to see it, this is it. So he Trishula's, uses Monstrosity, being able to add this off the Rardell. And he has Horror now to interrupt any more hand traps we possibly have. So he gets Boss Room and Boss Stage. Plays this, we both draw, he attaches a monster out of my hand, uses Horror to rip another monster. He messes up his overlays, but it's going to be fixed in a minute. That goes over Calamities. And then that's his end board. During the draw phase, he gets Horror off the boss stage. He gets all the tokens. He Calamities his called Earth. I Lightning Storm called Back Row. He Solemn Judgments. We go to normal Sangan. He uses the effect again. We both have to draw. And then he uses the effect to attach one of my monsters. And one of his monsters. Then he has to use Horror to send away one of my monsters. So I send away Sangan. And that's where I concede because there was just no way. Horror hasn't even negated yet. There's no reason to continue playing. So yeah, I think out of all of those, we won 1 rock paper scissors out of 5 matches. I think that was like a super downfall for our matches. But you know, what are you gonna do? Stuff happens. Some of these games I was not happy of the result. I didn't like how I drew. I felt like there were towards the end of the tournament, I was drawing O-Lion, I was drawing Despot, like just left and right. They wouldn't get out of my hand. It was such a pain. And yeah, I was just very frustrated at the fact of how many times I was drawing these cards. But that is not the way that this deck is supposed to be played, but it is what ended up happening for the simulator, sadly. So yeah, it happens, sadly. Let me just refresh my ruling book because it is gone. To be quite honest, I don't really know how it would change this deck. I think it is a good sleeper pick for the combo deck still. I'm still a believer in this deck, whether it be this version or a different version. I think that this deck is good. When you have the 1-card combos, you have the extenders and quick draw and Adhara and the Crusadia. Maybe you should play more Crusadia, I do not know. The reason I didn't play more was because it wasn't a machine, so you couldn't go into Auroradon off of it. But hey, what do I know? But that was just my experience for the tournament. After that round, I dropped because I was 2-3. I was zero chance of topping, so I decided just to go do something else essentially. Because this is a day weekend dedication thing. You're supposed to be here for Saturday and part of Sunday. So yeah, that was just how it went. Overall, I think that it was run very well. I wish that the format for this, like the Yu-Gi-Oh format for this, was better. This format is like omega unhealthy in my opinion. One card into ridiculous boards, draw 4. I think that's ridiculous. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I hope that there is a ban list coming next month. I really hope that it does happen. I want something to happen. I'm tired. I'm already tired of Elrich and Adamantipator and Christian Needle Fiber combos. Like, I'm so tired of it. And we're not even playing real Yu-Gi-Oh. To be honest, I hope these decks do not get an event to play through, because it's a miserable experience, to say the least, when your opponent has no cards. Like, especially, I think it was against the first generator deck. I had 2 cards. He had like 5 or 6, and I was able to just resolve 1 combo and just draw 4 cards. That's like, I was the one doing the combo, and I know that's not right. Like, he outgrinded me fair and square. I couldn't keep going, but because of how this deck is meant to run, it can do that, and I don't like that part of this format. I don't like formats like that. But yeah, this is something you can try. You can edit it however you want. There was reasonings behind all these numbers and ratios, but it's not how it worked out for me. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this Pro Plague Weekend Championship experience of how it went through. Obviously, it did not go the best for me, but I hope you enjoyed watching my misery. I'm getting destroyed in the tournament. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, enjoy the quarantine, and hope to see you next time.